No it don't! No it don't!
Alright, let's get crack-a-lacking. Today, I want to go over composite functions with you. Now, composite functions is pretty simple. I've started with a simple function last time. F of x equals to negative 2x squared minus 4. This is a classic function. Now, what I'm going to do is, instead of writing x, I said you can use any number you like. Okay. I'm going to give you the simple, easiest number in the world, which is simply 1. Yeah, I can do 0, but let's just do 1. Solve it. See, f of 1 means this. When x equals to 1, f of x equals to blank. Solve it for me. Go. Okay. You can probably do it in your head. 1, negative 2, and that's going to give you, Devesh, what is it? Negative 6. So when x equals to 1, y equals to negative 6. That was easy. See, this is what I introduced last time. And this is just a taste of a composite function. But now, it's too easy still. I even made it a bit more challenging. And I threw you off track and I say, what if I give you this? F of a. Fa la 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 la. Fa. Go. Okay? I am trying to trick you by using f of a. Now some of you said, hey, that's easy. All I'm going to do is replace x with a, which works perfectly fine. And again, that's what we did last time. But it's still not hard enough. What if I give you this? F of x plus h. I'm going to pause it. Some of you started correctly, but you didn't finish it. X plus h squared minus 4. Here's where the issue lies. You have to expand. Oops, sorry, I forgot negative. So what you're going to do is, according to bed mass, I got to expand this out first. Take a minute, expand. Go. It's all about expansion. If I expand this out using bed mass, 10% of you did this. X squared plus h squared minus 4. Okay, 10% of you did that. I walked around, glanced at it, and that was the only line I looked at. Jordan, is that right or wrong?
Right.
Ooh. Wrong. That's what you're missing. See, if you have this format, this is incorrect. Because the proper format should be, Carlene, what should be? X squared plus 2xh, yep, plus h squared. This is where a lot of students are having issues with. Minus 4. Now I want you to go ahead and expand again. Because I said this whole thing is about game of expansion. Negative 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared. And that is your final answer for f of x plus h. You will need to know how to do this for calculus. Try this on your own, please. F of x equals to 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. Find f of x plus h. Go. I'm going to pause it. Anesh, what are you going to replace x with? X plus h is correct. So Anesh says, Mr. I'm going to replace x with x plus h. Becomes 3x plus h squared. Make sure you have this line right here. Now, this is a game of simplifying. So again, I'm going to expand x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 2x. I'm going to expand this out right now. Minus 2h minus 1. What's going on? Whoa. Plus 1. Hey. I tested you. Passed the test. Good job. Now, we're not done yet. You got to keep on expanding and simplifying. So this is 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 2x minus 2h plus 1. I try to simplify if I can, and I realize that you can't do anything more. Okay? That is called f of x plus h. That was pretty simple. a bit more challenging this time. I'm going to keep on see how much of this you can handle. F of x equals to x squared plus 2x minus 1. G of x equals to x plus... I'll make it easy first because you're not ready yet. I'll make it x plus 1. Here's my question to you. Look at how I'm going to... This is now called composite functions. This is f of g of x. Think about what that means. I'm going to pause it with... This says, look at this. See, this is no different from f of x. So what this is this is my main equation. So I'm going to write down my main equation. X squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, that's my main equation. Dominique, what am I going to replace x with? See, that's correct. This here, I'm going to use the different color, is really x. So instead of writing x, I'm going to put in g of x for everywhere I see x. But g of x is x plus 1. So now I'm going to replace all the x with x plus 1. This is called a function within a function. That's why it's called composite. X plus 1 minus 1. I simplify now. X squared plus 2x plus 1 plus 2x plus 2 minus 1. And you should have x squared plus 4x plus 2. That is your composite function. Okay. A bit more challenging. No, this is, I call this question easy. Ready for some cheesy? Good luck. What if I give you this? Let's see if you can figure out what I mean. I want G, open bracket, F, G of 1. Let's see, and this will be your super note question for today. Let's see who can figure out what this says. G of F of G of 1. You're taking from this, yep. You are taking it from this right here. Let the games begin. This, guys, set it down. See, I want you to write something down, star. If there is a number for x, then your answer will be a number. Okay? If there's a number, which means that my answer has to be a number, will be a number. Now the problem is this. This looks confusing because I see so many G's, F, and G's and all that stuff. This, look at my main equation. My main equation is a G. Okay? But the trick when you have something complex like this is actually better to work backwards. I want you to work backwards right now. Find G of 1. Okay, I'm working backwards. G of 1 is, if I sub in 1 here, G of 1, would you agree, becomes 2. Okay, that's a 2. So if I look at this part right here, so instead of saying F of G of 1, I know G of 1 is 2. I can right now find F of 2. So F of 2, if we go back to my formula, you should have 7. So instead of saying F of 7, I can write this, say G of 7, which is simply 8. Working backwards. I saw some of you expand using all these quad formulas and all that stuff. No, don't have to worry about any of those. Next one, a bit more challenging. That was still too simple. Oh, please, yeah. I want you to look at the difference. A lot of you will be confused. Compare f dot g of x versus, here's where you got to be careful, f o g fog x. Okay? I need you to write a few things down. If you have a closed dot, this means multiply. Okay? If you have an open dot or open circle, this is an of. Okay? So what this says is this. Instead of writing fog x or f of g of x, I can rewrite this as f g. They all mean the same thing. Okay? Just like when you have a dot, it means f of x times g of x. Look at the difference between multiply versus composite. If you screwed this up on the exam, you will get 0. When I say f open circle g or f of g, it means f open bracket g of x. The same concept. So here will be your question. G of x equals to x over 1 minus x. F of x equals to 1 over x. I'm going to ask you to do a few key things. 1. I want f o g x. That's the first thing I want you to do. 2. F closed circle g x. See, there's a huge difference between open circle versus a closed circle. Here we go. If you see f of g of x, you can rewrite it like this if you want. F g x bracket. I start with my main equation, which is the f of x. Wherever I see that, I'm going to replace x with g of x. Well, I know g of x really equals to 1 over x over 1 minus x. And Danish, if I did this, what's my final answer? 1 minus x over x. I flip it because I divide by reciprocal or multiply by reciprocal. Okay. Look at the second one. The second one says times. See, there's a huge difference between the two. This is f of x times g of x. So this is x over times 1 over x. And if I did this, and notice the x cancels out. So you have 1 over 1 minus x. There's the difference. That was still too easy. It's not challenging enough yet. 3. F x. F of x. F of x. 4. I want you to golf x. Nope, gog. It's a g o x. Go. Number 4 is tricky. I'm going to pause it and then go. F of x. I'm going to start with my main equation. 1 over x. See, I always start with the main equation. Now this is where I replace. Divya, what am I going to replace x with? 1 over x. It'll be 1 over x. And which gives me simply x. That was easy. This is where it's hard. G of x. G of x is tricky. Look what I'm going to do. I always write down my main equation first. A lot of people don't do this up. And this is where they make the mistake. So I go x over 1 minus x. Manraj, I haven't asked you for ages. What am I going to replace x with, Manraj?
Keep asking me, I'll read by
Good. And notice one thing. I have two x's. So be careful. If you haven't done this, copy this down right now. And again, I like to do step by step. So this is going to be x over 1 minus x. All over 1 minus x over 1 minus x. I want you to take a look up here. See what I did. See, this right here is x. This right here was really x. Now what you got to do? Simplify. Before you do anything, I want you to simplify the denominator right now. Simplify. Composites? Some calculus guy. Okay. So I'm going to simplify. Again, I'm going to write somewhere on the side. 1. So I'm going to write somewhere on the side. This is what you just have to do. I'm going to simplify this. Common denominator. Common denominator is 1 minus x, which is 1 minus x over 1 minus x over 1 minus x. Calculus. If you're planning to do calculus, you're going to need calculus. You need it for a lot of area finding. It's for geometry. If you're planning to become programmer, major calculus. This becomes 1 minus 2x over 1 minus x. So I want you to look what I did right here. Sorry, what's going on? This whole entire thing really becomes this. So now I have x over 1 minus x. All over, see, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to simplify. Now I'm going to flip it. And I multiply by the reciprocal. So this becomes x over 1 minus x times 1 minus x over 1 minus 2x. Yep. Now you cancel out the 1 minus x. So what you're left with is x. Guys, Devesh, turn around. Too much chit-chatting. X over 1 minus 2x. That is your final solution. Which part is hard? Oh. Try one last question for me, please. F of x equals to 1 over 1 plus x. Find f of x. Go. Oh, I'm going to explain after this. So we'll finish this. Okay? Again, this is pure algebra. You have to be good with algebra and fractions for this one. I write down my main equation. Your main equation is the first function, which is f. A lot of people, if they don't do this, this is where they're going to get. Now, once you have your main equation, this is where you replace x. Okay, so take a minute and just replace x. So watch what I'm going to do. 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus x. So take a minute. Look what I did up here. Now simplify. What you got to do is simplify the bottom. Somewhere on the side, I want you to simplify 1 plus 1 over 1 plus x. Again, I'm going to simplify for you. LCD is 1 plus x over 1 plus x plus 1 over 1 plus x. So would you agree the whole entire thing on the bottom becomes 2 plus x over 1 plus x? I'm just simplifying. I merged these two together. So really this becomes 2, 1 plus x. Now, I flip them. So what you should get in the end is 1 plus x over 2 plus x. And you're done. This is the power of composite function. Page! Now, before I send you to do your work, look at... Whoop. So, page 507. Tomorrow, we're going to practice this. Anything on functions? Oh, please, 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 please. Numero. Slow down there. Numero 1 to 12.